I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Malone will inbound. Fisher's in the game. Walton, O'Neal, and of course Bryant.
And everyone is paying attention to Kobe Bryant.
They start with Shaq. He gives it to Walton. Here comes Kobe. Less than 5 from way outside. Got it! Oh, man! With 2.1.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Did someone say let's have some fun? I believe someone did, and that someone was Ja Morant at the end of Game 2 between the Grizzlies and the Warriors as he dapped it up with Stephen Curry as they both were basically 2 shifts passing in the night. And yes, we're going to have some fun watching that series, and we're going to have some fun right now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am one half of that dynamic duo, as you can see on the screen, Cole Johnson. The other half is still convalescing, and he's going to appear every now and then, and he's going to show himself and spit out some hot takes. He might do it today. Who knows? And who knows who else will join us too. But on the slate today, we're going to, of course, talk about the Warriors and Grizzlies. We're going to talk about the Bucks and the Celtics. We're going to preview tonight's Game 2 in the conference semifinals between the Mavs and Suns and the Sixers and Heat. I really don't want to with the Sixers and Heat, but, we have to. Touch on a few NFL things. I'll touch on one, or at least a small tidbit on MLB, and it's Wednesday. You already know what we're going to do. That will begin hour number 2. But for this hour, I have to begin this way. Prisoner of the moment. So get this. There was a cat that I was perusing social media who put forth the following quote. I really feel that Boston is about to be swept. Oh, and Memphis is going to get swept too. Close quote. Now, I said to this gentleman that the Celtics may lose the series, but they're not getting swept. And he proceeded to double down. He actually said, they are getting swept, and I want this to be saved. And so now it's saved, and now he looks like he has egg on his face for not considering that the 2 home teams that lost Game 1 was going to make adjustments and win last night's Game 2. Both the Celtics and the Grizzlies did. And we ain't seen hide nor hair from him. I wonder why. I wonder why that's the case. So that concludes this morning's Prisoner of the Moment.
Oh, God. Who's the prisoner of the moment now, or dare I ask such a question?
If I were Joel Embiid, I'd run like hell. Urbanologist, why is your leader a horrible basketball player?
Ben Simmons, get out of the league. Period.
I'm talking about number 33, Roger Craig.
And you don't lose to the same team in the Super Bowl twice. LeBron James as a basketball player is pure, unadulterated trash and has been for 20 years.
You saw on Monday, he wasn't here yesterday, but he comes back today. Welcome back, my partner in crime, Brian Snow. How are you, sir? How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Good
Busy
morning.
day at the doctor yesterday, but all is good. It's just getting my physical stamina back. That's why I appear in pockets. But who is the prisoner of the moment?
I'll get to that in a moment. Sid,
Okay.
Good morning to you, sir. I'm doing fine. Of course, say hello to the Snowman as well.
What's up, Sick?
And Sick also asks, why do you keep wasting time with these loudmouths on social media? These fools are irrelevant. The problem with it is the following. So when
They don't go away.
Yeah. So when you want to actually check for stuff that's relevant, unfortunately, they just simply
show up,
disappear almost from out of nowhere. And so the prisoner of the moment was a guy who had the temerity, the stupidity, and the unmitigated gall to say that after game one between the Boston Celtics and the Warriors Grizzlies, that the Celtics and Grizzlies respectively were going to get swept. And of course he said that before both games took place last night. So the two games played,
and both series are now even at one game apiece, like you and I expected them to be.
Right? Because I expected the home teams to adjust like they did, and voila. Sake also says, and now here's your host, Snowman in the morning. I like that.
Co-host, my man. Co-host, because Cole is a big part of this.
Oh, man, I appreciate this. So for those of you who want to actually be amongst the throng in the family, like Sick over here, you know, like my man Andrew and K Peeps and Ryan and Andrew and those we haven't seen. Well, I saw Aunt Trisha, and those we haven't seen in a while, like Tina and that critical Broncos fan. You know, Nate, the fans or our fam,
the real fans.
That's right, the real fans, the real fam. All you have to do is go onto YouTube. Just go there. YouTube.com/C/Snowman in the Morning 50. That's Snowman in the Morning 50. That is Snowman in the Morning 5 Go there and you can type whatever you want. We will read it on air unless it's tawdry,
derogatory.
And we definitely love the interaction. And while
that's what this show's all about.
Right. And while you're at it, if you're there on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you can get every single time we come with this show in the morning and other video as well.
Yep. Because I got a few in the works starting in the summer.
Yeah. And they will be coming. Now I'm glad you actually came. You came right on time because the first game I wanted to talk about was the Grizzlies and the Warriors.
It's going the distance.
I said yesterday, before I even got into analysis, I said, I want to see 6 more games of this. And now I can say to you, I am satisfied and I want to see 5 more. Because yes, I agree, that's going 7.
Freaking Morant. That is all. And to the fool online who said Steph Curry has never been clutch, kiss the back of my fat ass. You haven't watched basketball.
Oh, whoa. What did he say?
You heard me while
I'm
eating part of my breakfast here. Well, he said after the game, Steph Curry has never been clutch.
Bitch, are you for real?
Matter of fact, if you'll hit that quote button for me, I'll tell you exactly what he said.
Please, go ahead. Quote.
Steph never been clutch.
Close quote.
You know your damn role. And shut your damn mouth.
That trigger finger was a little itchy on that one.
Know your role. Know your role and shut your mouth.
What? Really?
13 years in the league. And he's never been clutch.
This is the problem. Brother, this is why I came up with prisoner of the moment. This is why I created that segment for idiotic comments like that. Really?
And I'm so glad. You did. That's why I appointed you EP of the show. Because look, it's Wednesday, and there's something you need to roll.
Oh no, we gonna roll.
You need to roll it now.
Oh,
because I got it. I got ish on my chest.
All right. Well, we will talk later about what went down the NBA last night. We will cover tonight's games, but since my partner is itchy with this, all right. You still get one from me, top of hour number 2, but you're gonna get this right now.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
And before you begin, sir, Sick, the reason why we comment on things like this is why this segment actually was birthed, because we would hear comments of this nature from the player that we're about to talk about and the fans thereof in June, July, August, and September. And it just gets more and more nauseating. So, with that being said, what Bronzexual nauseated you recently, sir?
Okay. There was a picture that I saw in a Facebook group that said, buy or sell. Oh, thank you. Quote. Buy or sell. And here I go cussing. LeBron James is the best scorer and passer ever.
Close quote. Lord.
I was nice.
Oh, you were?
And I said politely, sell, period.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen better, period.
Okay. All right. That's fair. And
I've seen better.
You be
42 years of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen better.
So
now
right.
you need to roll that popular piece that makes me laugh all the time.
Oh Lord. So you really did, huh? Okay, here we go.
So I had a conversation with a Bronzexual. And this Bronzexual, and I've sent you the evidence.
Yes, you have.
Had the unmitigated nuts.
Not even gall.
Had the unmitigated nuts to say to me, well, first he challenged me.
Oh, good.
And said, name 5 players who are better.
Okay.
So I sat on it a few minutes. You know what this dumbass prisoner of the moment said to me?
What did he say, man?
The fact that I couldn't answer his question is an indictment against me.
You for real?
I wish I was kidding around when that was said.
Lord have mercy.
I wish I was kidding around. I said, really? So, within my list that included, I don't know, Larry Bird, Julius Erving, Scottie Pippen, James Worthy. I threw a wild card in there, which kind of set him off. And the wild card I threw in there was a little forward from Germany who played at Indiana University, played with the Dallas Mavericks, played with the Indiana Pacers.
That's right. He did play Indiana University. I totally forgot about that.
And his name is Detlef Schrempf.
What?
Do you know this incompetent sumbitch laughed? Oh, and he said none of the 5 guys I named were better scorers. Bullshit.
Or
Bitch, please.
all right. Here is the problem that I have with these bronzexuals.
The fact that they talk?
Besides that, when has it been? Forget what we personally think about the player.
Right.
When has it ever been that we considered LeBron James a scorer? When?
I haven't in 20 years. And I got called a hater. You're going to love this. The same bronzexual, which I effectively destroyed, making him laugh out loud with Detlef Schrempf. And it's obvious he's never seen him play.
Of course.
Because I could have went there with Dirk Nowitzki, but that would be entirely too obvious.
Right.
Hell, I could have went there with Michael Jeffrey Jordan, but he'd have found something to disparage against him, and I'd have to verbally clothesline his ass.
I already know what he would say to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no wonder. No wonder why you hate LeBron. You love Jordan. Yeah.
He told me I hated LeBron. He told me.
I told you.
And I know you've had this said to you, and Sick, I know you've had this said to you. He told me to, quote, take my hatred out of my feelings. You don't even have to play the next soundbite, close quote. You don't even have to play the next soundbite because I will voice it live right here.
Okay.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, Lord, before we continue. Sick. As always, throwing the bomb.
That
we do live in an age of absurdity. Yes, we do. And
a big ass age of absurdity.
And he says, Cole, I did say that this is the gift that keeps on giving. Exactly, man. Exactly.
Oh, he kept going back and forth with me.
Wait a minute. So there's more to this absurdity, which that's a great word. Sick.
You know what? As I'd like to think there isn't, there actually was.
But wait, there's more. Oh Lord.
So yeah, the infomercials, the infomercials.
Act now, and
but wait, act now, and you get this. I'll give you a few of these. That's how much they piss me off. Okay. So the fact I didn't answer his question in a timely fashion is an indictment against me. The fact that I put Detlef Schrempf in the equation made him laugh out loud. The fact that I didn't state the obvious to him is a loss by me.
Yeah, because that's the easy comeback for him, an easy counter.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I could have said Dirk Nowitzki, but I didn't want to embarrass him.
Yeah, you still could have said Jordan. And even with the obligatory counter you would have received, which would be nonsense, you'd be like, well, look at the stats. Since you're all about stats, look at them.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pull these comments up right now. Since I am in front of my computer, I am in my office comfy chair, which I will use for the next few weeks. And I haven't done this in a while.
Okay.
But I'm going to call this bronsexual out.
Oh, Lord. All right.
I've been trying to be nice, especially since I had 3 or 4 different body parts cut out of me.
Oh, boy.
Chris Williams, you asshole, said, quote, really, dude? The number 2. Look. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this bronsexual, I said he is not top 2 all time, not even top 200. I also added LeBron is not good. And I referenced Cole Johnson saying LeBron James for 17 of these 20 years has been a bull in a goddamn china shop.
Well,
find the freaking lie.
The man's best move is to penetrate in the lane and hopefully you get out of his way. That's the best move he has made in his in an NBA career.
Now, you mentioned these bronsexuals love name calling. These bronsexuals love discrediting you.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And after the 2 statements I just put down, in which I had a friend of mine agree with me and said, you've been on point, I was told I have no credibility because Chris Williams said, quote, really, dude? The number 2 all-time scorer and number 7 all-time assist leader, not good. I can't even talk to you because your judgment is too clouded by hate for that man. What did he do to you? I have partners who played in the league that have played against him and will say he is the truth. However, you who has never played that level of ball says he's not good. You have no credibility at all. That's some hater shit for real. You may want to get therapy for that, my dude. And you have no credibility at all, my guy. Now that I got that out of the way, if you'll allow me to cook.
Oh, simmer for a quick second.
Okay.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Now, cook. Do your thing.
The number 2 all-time scorer, number 7 all-time assist guy. And Sick Diggy, this is for you. I will echo the words of Mr. George Carlin. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, I got going for you over that one. Okay.
What did he do to me? As a basketball fan, he ruined the NBA with his bullshit style of play. He doesn't have a post move he doesn't commit to memory. He doesn't have a jump shot form he doesn't commit to memory. He can't hit his free throws. All-time high is 78%, 2013. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan, career-wise, was an 84% free throw shooter. And this is a fellow who watched, covered, and had conversations with, I don't know, a fella named Derrick Rose from his days at Neil F. Simeon to the NBA. I have never played that level of ball, true, but I've watched it for 42 years. I know folks who've played in the league.
Same here.
Mention Derrick Rose. I will mention Quentin Richardson, who I saw play at Whitney M. Young High School, who got to the NBA. I know broadcasters in the NBA. And they have not capitulated to my opinion, but they have raised some questions about LeBron James. I know analysts that work in the NBA that say the same thing. And by the way, none of them are employed by ESPN or Fox Sports. Hater stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm a hater. When I saw a rookie tell his coach, quote, "Never fear, Magic's here."
Close quote.
1980. I bet you LeBron's never done this as a rookie. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. The only rookie to date. Not MJ, not Worthy, not Bird,
Not Kobe,
and especially not LeBum.
and not LeBron.
Only rookie to win World Championship Series MVP. He clinched Game 6 on May 23rd, 1980 in Philadelphia. Let me say that again, Bronsexual. Chris Williams, take your hatred for my comments and speaking the truth out of the equation. He did that at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The date, May 23rd, 1980. Then some guy named Larry Bird the next year, 1981, won the World Championship.
All right.
2 years later, Lakers and Sixers at the Forum, Inglewood, California. You know what Julius Erving did to clinch a championship? Something LeBron has never done. And I'm taking 2013 out of the equation. He hit a jump shot in a defender's face. Now, I know you're going to counter with, well, LeBron did the same thing in 2013. Here's the difference. LeBron was wide open. Somebody switched that shouldn't have. Oh, and what happened the next year with LeBron against the Spurs? He got his ass kicked in the finals.
Yeah, got a gentleman's sweep. Yeah.
So take your stats-loving ass out of the equation and actually watch basketball and watch people play aside of LeBron. Take his member out of your mouth, wipe up your drool, clean yourself up. Oh, and get the joy juice off your face.
Oh, no.
And actually listen to someone who has watched the game, studied the game, learned the game for 42 years. Oh, and has called the game for 25 years.
Damn!
You said yourself that KD is a better scorer. You also coupled it with the ridiculousness of, but not a better passer, which is bullshit.
So
if you look at his 3 years in California. Yeah. Chris Williams said, quote, "I'd have to buy when you consider both things. KD may be a better scorer." Stop there. Let me do that again. Quote, "I'd have to buy when you consider both things. KD may be a better scorer." Stop sentence. You just took your own credibility and flushed it down the damn toilet.
A bronsexual hypocrite. Who would have thought?
Yep. Shit,
And-
we've seen it.
And he says that, all right, so he admits that Durant's a better scorer on one hand, but claims that he will buy that LeBron is the greatest scorer and passer ever. Yeah.
I know something Michael Jordan did that LeBron hasn't done. Back-to-back 50-point games in the playoffs. The year, 1988. Andrew George, I'm calling your ass out too. Quote, yes, he is. He is the greatest scorer and passer of all time. There could be better scorers. There could be better passers. Stop your sentence.
Mm.
He is the best combo scorer and passer of all time. No, he's not. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fellow by the name of Urban Magic Johnson who did better. There was a fellow by the name of Larry Bird who was a better scorer, has a better scoring average than LeBron, and has a better assist average than LeBron. And dare I mention number 23? Since y'all want to celebrate, let me get a drink of water here. Since y'all want to celebrate LeBron's triple doubles, I could tell you something that MJ did in 1989 that LeBron has never done. Know what that thing is? 7 straight triple doubles. And it was necessitated due to an injury. An injury to John Paxson, as a matter of fact, which left Doug Collins with 2 shooting guards. We know who one is. Know who the other one was? Craig Hodges. So MJ recorded 7 straight triple doubles, 10 out of 11 in a stretch that was necessitated by an injury. Oh, by the way, Bronzexual, he's not durable either. Now, riddle me this. How many times has LeBron played a full 82 game season?
So he's played 19 years. Let's see. 10. No. Not no. 8. No. 7. No. Not 6. No. 5. No. 4. 32. 1.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many times has Michael Jordan played an 82 game season?
If memory serves correct, I think 9, maybe 10. But I know it's a lot more than 1.
Mm-hmm.
And to make matters worse, he played 82 games his final year in the league, and he was
2003.
And he was 40
2003. When he retired. Yeah, so if MJ can play a full 82 game season at age 40, and LeBron has only done it once by age 37, what's that tell you?
Tells me a lot.
Let me see. Let me answer my own question here. Let's see. And all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, and I'll throw an aside on this too. That number would be 11 if he didn't sit out 1 game in 89 and
Correct.
2 games in 92.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, how about 3 consecutive 82 game seasons during the second three-peat?
The second three-peat. Yep.
Do you hear me, Bronzexual? Is it sinking in? Your boy's not good. Your boy's not available. Your boy's not durable. Better scorer? My ass. LeBron, for his career, 27.5 scoring average.
That's actually pretty good.
Michael Jordan, career scoring average. 30.1.
30. Only one of two in the 75-year history of the NBA to average for a career 30 points per game.
Mm-hmm.
One of only two.
And LeBron ain't one of them, thank God for that.
LeBron is not the other. And LeBron will never be the other.
Oh, by the way. Free throw percentage, 83.5.
Oh, gosh.
83.5.
And LeBron, for a season, hasn't even hit 80%
Eclipsed
of his free
80.
throws.
He hasn't even eclipsed 80.
For a season.
And MJ did it 10 times.
In fact, LeBron's best season for the free throw line was 78%.
So since y'all want to throw stats, what have I always said?
That, let me do this right. Hold on.
Please do.
Say, quote, today's NBA fan is all about just two things: stars and stats.
Correctamundo. Let's see. For his career from the free throw line, 73.4.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is courtesy of basketballreference.com.
Mm-hmm.
And before this season, in terms of free throw percentage, let's back up to 2019, shall we?
Let's.
665, 693, 698.
The way
and he only played 56 games.
Yeah, he only played 56 games this year. The way he shoots free throws is a microcosm of how he plays the game fundamentally.
And
I don't think that's a shot. I don't think
say
that's a
that
shot.
again. That's not a shot. That's like find the lie.
Yeah.
And there ain't no lie.
The way he shoots free throws is tantamount to how he fundamentally plays the game.
And yes, we use the word tantamount.
Yes, we do.
I'm firing howitzers today because I'm sick and tired of these bronzexuals, and I'm sick and tired of people with their stupid challenges. Oh, want an all-time great? Okay, let's take Michael Jordan out of the equation. Let's bring in Captain Skyhook, shall we?
Oh, the greatest career in NBA history.
The greatest basketball career. Now, Kareem has had some legit injuries. All right?
Yeah.
Kareem has had some legit injuries. And, of course, we all know his history with migraines, which led to 1980 not playing Game 6.
Right.
Let's see. 24.6 average, 11.2 rebounds for a career. Let's see. 72% from the free throw line. And where is it? Here it is. 56% from the floor with the most indefensible shot.
Meaning bronzexuals, not all of Kareem's baskets were dunks.
Most of his shots came from 15 feet with a skyhook. Oh, and by the way, 6 championships.
With 6 MVPs to boot.
6 MVPs. And the to date oldest Finals MVP winner at age 38. You know that year.
1985.
1985.
Yep. Oh, and LeBron will turn that age in December, 38.
With no accomplishments of significance. Let me say that again, Bronsexuals, and I'm looking you right in the eyes. LeBron's going to turn 38 this December with no significant accomplishments to speak of.
I will put not caveat, but I will put this explainer along with it.
All right.
Becoming the greatest score, becoming the most prolific scorer in NBA history is not something of significance. It's a great achievement. It's a wonderful career achievement. It's a
but
great
Kareem did it.
milestone.
But Kareem did it better.
Something of significance would be if in that same year he actually would lead his team to a championship. That is significant.
Yeah. And he would do it the way Kareem did it, the way Magic did it, the way Jordan did it. On the road.
Oh, my.
You heard me. On the road. 85, Kareem did it in Boston Garden. Michael Jordan did it in 91 in Inglewood, California. 93, Phoenix, Arizona. Hell, Magic Johnson, 1980, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Larry Bird, the following year. Houston, Texas.
Yeah, in the Summit. Yeah.
83, Dr. J did it in the Forum with a jump shot, by the way.
And both Pistons championships came, both
On
championship
the
clinchers
road.
came on the road. Both of them did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should say both the bad boy Pistons.
So cut it out, will you please? Just stop. Stop the cap, will you? Stop the damn cap.
Oh, man.
Just stop the cap, will you please? LeBron is not the greatest scorer or passer or either. Hell, we've seen better. Much better. We watched it. In many cases, you're watching it now, considering John Morant and Stephen Curry are going head-to-head. In many cases, you're watching it now with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jason Tatum going head-to-head. And before I wrap this up, I keep two facts at my bedside. Kareem won a championship at age 38 on the road, and Mike played a full season, all 82 games, at age 40. And we close up with this. Bronny James, run. Bronny James, do what the Ball brothers did and get out from under your dad's shadow and run. Please. Run like hell.
Now, Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson believes that we believe in the message of Bronny James. If you are actually considering being a part of your father's last year in the NBA,
don't do it.
The one growing sentiment we have, and it will continue until either that day happens or until your father retires.
Hell no.
to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Listen.
Period.
Don't do it.
Period.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Transition, I have to get what Sick is doing because he is picking them up and dropping them. He says, in the 2000s, I remember being called a hater for not liking Kobe Bryant as few of my friends did. Bryant may have had 3 rings with Shaq, but at the time he was young and still had dues to pay, which is true. He did. And then he ended up getting 2 more in his prime. Yeah. And the 2 rings that Kobe won later was not the same player as he was when he was playing Robin to Shaq, which is true. He also says name calling, discrediting the truth / facts as misinformation / fake news, dealing in falsehood / half truths, etc. This is the generation destined to run the world. Smartphones and dumb minds amass. No truer statement has been said.
No truer words.
He also said, I remember a clip of Shaq looking at a young analyst claiming that the current Warriors team would have dominated the NBA in the 90s.
No. Look, and I cover the Warriors. I'll say no to that.
No.
Jim Roy, the voice of the Warriors, will say no to that.
No, unfortunately, the Warriors aren't physical enough. I love how they play it. They're not physical enough. He says, by the way, folks, Rick James may have had a point about cocaine back in the 70s and 80s. However, nowadays, you've got fools on some other mess. Yeah. Lean.
Yeah. They're called
Molly.
smartphones.
Yeah, that too. Lean, Molly, syrup, all that craziness. Heck, they rap about taking it now. Quote, nothing good comes from hero worship. Lex Luthor quote. That's true. He also said Shaq looking at a young analyst for claiming that. He also said Jordan played a championship game with the flu or food poisoning. LeBron James in that same situation would have set out the rest of the championship series from a minor case of the sniffles.
He folded. LeBron folded like a tent in 2014.
Or get literally carried off the court because he had cramps. And that's not a shot as him cramping up from menstrual stuff. No, he actually had cramps and he actually got carried off the court. Sick also
2014.
Yeah. Sick also said, scratch that, the entire championship series from a minor case of the sniffles. Oh my!
I got a minor case of the sniffles, and I just kicked cancer in the ass.
See, that's how it is. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll reset how things went last night. We'll preview how things tonight are going to go, and I think I might get off a Bronzexual Confessions take myself. Back after this. You're watching Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
First and 10. Luck steps up, fires towards the end zone. One-handed catch! Mo Alley Cox!
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. Are you kidding me?
Do you believe it?
Well, I'm going to push back my brown sexual confessions later in hour number 2. My partner actually had to go ham and go completely bug wild and do brown sexual confessions of his own in hour number 1. But thank you for joining us on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, with my man Brian Snow by my side. I am Cole Johnson, and let's tackle what we saw last night. So the Grizzlies faced off against the Warriors last night, game 2, and both teams didn't shoot well, but both teams played feverishly, and the Grizzlies tightened up certain things, but they didn't tighten up all the way. But they did come up with a 106-101 victory over the Warriors. The Warriors, a dinged up Draymond Green with 6 points, finished with 6 points. Andrew Wiggins, I love the action that he brought forth. He chipped in with 16. Klay Thompson had an off night with 12. The person who is supposedly not clutching Stephen Curry ended up with 27. He did have an off night shooting, but saying he's not clutch is ridiculous. Poole off the bench with 20, and Kuminga with a couple of good dunks, and he finished with 9 for the victorious Grizzlies. Now, this was not a great scoring night for the team. Clark finished with 10. Williams finished with 14. Jackson finished with 12. Bane, who I think if the Grizzlies are going to advance, he needs to actually get his offensive game going. Desmond Bane needs to have that action, boss, on the offensive end. 104 from 3, 2 of 7 for the field, 5 points. Just won't cut it because you will not get Ja Morant to score 47 points every single time Bane scores 5. But the star of the game obviously was Ja Morant, 47 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And the two things that I needed to see from the Grizzlies last night came to pass, which was they needed to tighten up on the defensive boards, and they needed to communicate better on the defensive end. I saw a little better communication on the defensive end. The rebounding still needs to be tightened up just a little bit more because those long misses, the Warriors, Kerr has gotten to the Warriors' ears, chase after the ball because these guys' points in the paint is big and defensive rebounds are big, and the Warriors are taking care of that. So that's going to be 1-1. I think game 3 starts this weekend in San Francisco. Now, before I go to the other games, let me say hello to a bunch of folks who have come upon the scene, like my man Andrew. Good morning, sir. Good morning. And Six says good morning to you. Let me say good morning for the first time co-hosting this to my man A Pizzle 90. What's up, man? It's good to see you. Andrew says the same. Andrew says it's good that he's getting the seconds. Six says, I'm glad you guys had the PSA against texting while driving. Smartphone addiction is serious business. Ain't that the truth? And good morning to the folks at BS3 Network. Ben, Irene, Ben, Ivan, all of you. Good morning. We are live on YouTube. We're also live on BS3 Network on Roku. Join us. Mayhem, good morning. Glad you joined us. Six says good morning to BS3. Welcome to the Terror Dome. And Andrew says, hey, BS3 and Mayhem. Now, let's get to the other game from last night. The Celtics, they decided not to flop. And what did I say to you yesterday? The Celtics needed to have their best defense be their own offense because they needed to put pressure on the Bucks to score. And I'm not talking about Giannis because no matter how bad he is from the field, he will get his. And he ended up getting his. He got 28. But you would force Holiday and Lopez and Portis and Connaughton. You would force them to score. They're comfortable playing roles and they're comfortable playing defense. So you put more pressure on them scoring. That makes the defense suffer for them too. 109-86 was the final score. The Celtics, it was not even a contest. The Celtics.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Wasn't even close.
From the beginning, the Celtics had that game under wraps. And I also said this too. I said, if you're going to, you really can't stop Giannis. But if you're going to counter Giannis, the Celtics had to counter him with Jaylen Brown scoring 30 and Tatum scoring 30. Now, Brown, he scored 30. Tatum, he missed it by 1 point. He scored 29. What I loved about this was Brown was hot in the first half. Tatum was hot in the second half.
Yep.
And they rode the wave. And then you had Williams off the bench with 21. And that pretty much did it for the Celtics. They played suffocating defense, and the Bucks were hurting in trying to drum up any type of offense whatsoever. As I said, Antetokounmpo struggled in the first half. He ended up with 28, though. 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Holiday finished with 19. Portis finished with 13. And Connaughton off the bench finished with 13. But if you're going to have the two and Tatum and Brown score 60, or in this case 59, one of the others names I just mentioned, either Portis or Lopez or Holiday or even Matthews or Connaughton, somebody else is going to have to come up and score about 20, 25 along with Antetokounmpo. Otherwise,
because Giannis cannot do it by his lonesome.
Yeah, because that is what the Celtics want. They want the Bucks to have to do all of this on Giannis. They want Giannis to have all the way to score. And if that's the case, defense is a little easier to be done from the Celtics. And they decided not to flop, and I'm glad they did.
Same.
I'm glad they did.
Same.
Oh, man. So both series are tied at 1, and I'm glad it is. Man, it's going to.
Both of those are going the distance.
And I think they're going 7. I agree. 6 says, Game 2 between Memphis and Golden State was overshadowed by Draymond Green getting stitches and Gary Payton II now out from a flagrant foul from Dillon Brooks. Man, that flagrant 2. Ugh, I hate it. When I saw Payton land the way he landed, I grimaced loudly. Ugh.
Same. And to think they still came all the way back and nearly won it.
Yeah, they nearly won it. Yeah, they nearly won it. If it wasn't for John Morant basically saying to the Grizzlies,
I'll carry you.
I'll carry you to the finish line. We'll be talking about a 2-0 series lead for the Warriors going to San Francisco.
If I'm right, Morant had what, 46?
He had 47.
47
points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists.
Listen, unlike James Harden, unlike Kyrie Irving, And unlike LeBron James, John Moran is a main.
Oh, yes, he
Let's just be real. John Moran is a main. John Moran can carry a team.
Mm-hmm.
He did it last night.
And he wants to carry a team. That is what I love about him. He, as young as he is, he wants to carry a team, and he has the ability to do so. And speaking about Harden, and we will actually, that's a nice segue, because we will preview game 2 between the 76ers and the Heat. Six said,
blowout.
And James Harden is a bust since his final years with the Rockets. I might, in fact, for this whole slight preview for tonight's game between the 76ers and the Heat,
He said slight. He said slight preview because it ain't going to be much of a game.
So the tip off is exactly. So the tip off is at 7:30 Eastern, and
it's in South Beach.
It's at South Beach, and it is.
I hope ESPN never puts Stephen A on a Miami Heat game ever again.
Unfortunately, he'll probably be put on it somewhat. They might. I don't know. I don't know who's doing the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
I think. Shucks, I think TNT will have it.
Okay.
I think I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but no, I think ESPN will have the East Finals because TNT historically carries the Western Finals.
Right. So if ESPN has it, unfortunately, you will not get your wish because I do not see the 76ers.
I see the Sixers getting swept.
Now
I see Philadelphia suffering the same fate as the Brooklyn mess.
Here's what I believe. The Sixers need to have the scoring, at least for this game, be on the shoulders of Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey.
And therein lies your problem.
I did not say James Harden, and everybody who's clamoring for James for people to see the James Harden from the Rockets days in the 2015 to 18 regular season, you're not going to see him. And if he tries to play that way,
he will get blanketed.
It's going to be a blowout L. Why? Because it means he is going to suffocate that offense. I'm sorry, for the 76ers. He's going to make it easier for the Heat, who they fly around the court to defend him and to defend the Sixers.
Game 1 is your evidence.
Right. They need ball movement, as evidenced by seeing the Celtics and Bucks. That you saw the ball movement in that game. The Sixers need to replicate that against the Heat. That's the only way they'll have a chance of winning. And you have James Harden as your point guard. You will not have the ball move.
And you're minus Joel Embiid.
I know, by the way, the only advantage that the 76ers would have is out. So I will be 100% surprised if the Sixers win tonight. They won't. We'll go to Philly with this series 2-0 in favor of the Heat.
And the Heat will be looking to sweep by the end of the weekend.
And they should smell blood. The Heat should smell blood. They should get them up out the paint. They should send Philly home. This is the series they normally go home anyway. Conference semifinals. Send them home. Conference semifinals.
And put Doc Rivers out of his misery.
Because I think he might. Considering what we've been hearing, that you have Daryl Morey, you have James Harden. The wheels are greased. They want to have Mike D'Antoni to be their head coach. I don't know why, but that's what they want. And I'd rather Doc, in my opinion. Oh, thank you for that one, Sick. I appreciate that. Oh, Andrew says TNT needs to have the NBA Finals. Long overdue at this point, especially with that Inside the NBA tandem. They definitely need to have. Oh, man.
That would be off the charts.
That would be off the charts. Six says, man, GB2 now has a fractured left elbow. Doggone, that sucks. Ryan, how you doing, brother?
And that's going to hurt the depth of Golden State. What's up, Mr. McCarthy?
Yeah, good morning to you, man. And it's gonna hurt the depth, and it's gonna hurt the one-on-one defense, the on-the-ball defense that the Warriors sneakily have because of guys like Gary Payton II and Draymond Green.
Oh, by the way, got a question for you. Got a sentence for you, actually. You know who I should have put on that list to really screw up that bronzexual? Terry Cummings.
Talk about a man.
Yeah.
That dude played like a
boy
beast in the paint. Like a beast. 6 says Doc Ricketts.
I nearly put one of your all-time favorites in Jack Sikma on that list.
That dude was a scorer. And he can handle his business in the paint too. I love him. 6 says Doc Rivers needs to keep James Harden on the Sixers bench. He does way more harm and little to no good. It's unfortunate.
That's the truth.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate you're true. Yeah, but that's how it goes. He also says, good morning to you, Ryan. Wood in the house. Wood in the house. Good morning to you, man. He says, great to see you back, B Snow. Hashtag
Thank
free
you.
Joel Embiid.
See, people listen.
I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that. Enough of the Sixers and the Heat. That's the least interesting series to me in this second round.
It's a 4 games. I predict a 4-game sweep. It's a sweep.
It definitely should be a sweep if Embiid does not see the floor. And if he does see the floor, I give him 5. And going to tonight's tip-off, which is at 10, it's the Suns hosting the. I'm sorry. Well, go ahead, sir.
It's the Suns and the Mavericks.
The Suns and the Mavericks.
I have a question about that series, and people are not going to like my question.
Okay.
Do we really care?
Okay. All right.
Do we really?
How can I say this and not be injurious to both Suns fan and Mavs fan?
Put it on pay-per-view? No, I'm sorry.
The problem with this series is that their Western Conference counterpart is just much more intriguing.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It is grossly unfortunate.
It is.
And I say it's grossly unfortunate because they have some really good players in this series. I mean,
but it's just that Golden State and Memphis are putting on a show.
Exactly. I mean, you have CP3 on one side as a point guard, and the other side you have Luka Doncic. I mean, these are great point guards, and they play the position 2 different ways, and so you have an interesting matchup.
And yet they're trumped by John Morant and Stephen Curry.
No, they're definitely trumped by that. The big time issue and problem with this series is the Suns have a gross advantage when it comes to the paint. DeAndre Ayton can eat all night long in the paint. The Mavericks can't do much of anything to stop that. And because of that big advantage that tips in the Suns' favor, along with the fact that neither team really plays defense, it makes you
which will wind up having another 121-114 game.
That it would make you say, well, do we really care? Yeah, okay, they'll run up and down the court, and one team's gonna have to throw a whole lot of threes to beat
the game I saw. I'll take the game I saw last night in Memphis, Tennessee, over what we're gonna see in Phoenix, Arizona. I hate saying it, but defense rules. And the Warriors and Grizzlies played hellified defense last night. Period. Oh, there was a question online while we're doing this preview.
Okay.
Somebody actually thinks Kyrie Irving had the best handles. I wish I was kidding. And the same idiot, when I said no to Kyrie Irving, you know, I didn't answer him because I want him to indict me again. so I can light his ass up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I did answer him. I said Steph for one and Magic for another. I didn't mention Maurice Cheeks. I didn't mention Damian Lillard. I certainly didn't mention Dennis Johnson. I didn't mention Kevin Johnson, Mark Price.
Ooh, man, I love the family interaction here. I do. BS3 Network says, not D'Antoni. Yes, man. Yes, the Sixers want to grease the wheels to move old Doc out the way and put D'Antoni in place because, let me do this correctly. Because, quote, James Harden plays his best basketball with D'Antoni as his head coach. Close quote.
Repeat that again.
Quote, James Harden plays his best basketball while Mike D'Antoni is his head coach. Close quote.
That's the biggest crock of mess I ever heard. I'll be right back.
All right.
That's just wrong and foul.
Just wrong and foul.
That is eternally foul.
Well, all right.
So, you want to put those two back together? Be my guest. Watch how many times you make the playoffs. None. Lord. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. So the matchup between the Suns and the Mavs. Tonight, this is what has to happen. The Mavericks, they need to make the Suns a defensive team, meaning they need to have them concerned about stopping more than just Luka. So I'm looking at Jalen Brunson, and he has to be the guy to step up and be that force along with Doncic. Because if you get the Suns to play defense, you will tire them out on the offensive end. Now, what the Suns need to do is consistently feed Ayton in the paint. Because what I loved what Monty Williams did in game one, first quarter, he established this in the first quarter. He basically said to the Mavs, and in particular, Jason Kidd, you got to defend DeAndre Ayton, and you got nobody on your team who can. And they kept feeding him. He kept getting the buckets, and he kept getting more buckets. That is the problem that the Mavericks have. So the Mavs have to do like what they did with the series before with the Jazz and try to just hit from three. And if they can do that, get the Suns on their heels defensively, and, of course, get some transition buckets to make the game easier for them. So as a tip-off of that game is tonight at 10. A quick aside, I'm not going to take a break, but just going to do a quick aside, do a reset. And I want to talk a little bit about Urban Meyer.
In case you bronzexuals don't know by now, LeBron has never been the face of the NBA, although people want to claim he's the face of the NBA, when there's a fellow in Oakland, California that kind of snatched the mantle from Kobe by hitting a three in his face. What impact has LeBron James had on the NBA? I'll answer that for you. Nothing.
Jabroni, Jabroni.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, I'm loving this family affair here on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Cole here. Brian is on a break. He will rejoin us in a moment. And the love in the room I'm loving. Andrew says, what's up, Ryan and C. Wood? Andrew says, packed house this morning. Yes, it is, sir. C. Wood says, what's up to you, Andrew? And Six says, what's good, C. Wood? I agree with that hashtag. That hashtag being free Joel Embiid. Doggone, I should have run that bump, but I might run that bump next. And C. Wood says, I'm good, just chilling, sick digging. I just think Joel needs to take his team back. He can't be cool with all of this. I don't think he is either. I'll get back to a little bit of the NBA. I'm going to touch a little bit on NFL because it was just a story that I read recently that just made me shake my head. So, Jaguars owner Shad Khan, he thought about the last head coach, not the current one in Doug Peterson, but the previous one in Urban Meyer, and he opined the following. Quote, how can you work with someone like that? Close quote. And my initial opinion is, how could you hire someone who works like that? So you mean to tell me you did not, Mr. Khan? I know you have a wonderful mustache that it makes you stand out from the rest other than your Pakistani heritage. You mean to tell me that your crew, your front office, did not do its proper research and see that this guy was a bad seed? You couldn't see that Urban Meyer was this idiot who, yes, he had some good wins at Bowling Green, then at Utah, then at Florida, then in Ohio State. But he had some issues along the way, especially in Florida and in Ohio State. So you mean to tell me you did not see at all that, oh man, dripping red flags are right amiss if or here if we were to hire this guy? That is where I find your how could you work with this guy off-putting. And of course, the firing in January took place shortly after it was alleged that the kicker, Josh Lambo, was kicked by Meyer in a pregame warm-up stretch. But it's not those types of things that just make me say, good Lord, that's a fool. It's things such as when he decided to, I don't know, after a loss in Cincinnati to the Bengals on Thursday night, he decided to take a plane, go to Columbus, and have a 19-year-old co-ed from Ohio State sit on his lap. It's things like that. It's things such as when he looks at film of the Rams and he sees this number 99 who's just causing havoc all over the field. And he asks the question to his staff, quote, do we need to pay attention to number 99 because he is a beast out there? Close quote. You're talking about the multi-time defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. A casual fan knows him. You mean to tell me you being a head coach, college, albeit mostly, but you being a head coach, that you wouldn't know this to be true and you wouldn't know this guy because I'm sure that someone said to you, okay, there's a few players in the league you got to take notice of whenever you play them. So when you play the Rams, the number one priority is you have to find a way to contain Aaron Donald. I'm sure that conversation took place somewhere, sometime, someplace, but for some reason, you decide to have old man's brain and just forget it. It just struck my nerve when I saw that. I'm gonna touch on another NFL piece. So Ryan Tannehill of the Titans, the current starting quarterback of the Titans,
that'll change.
He held a press conference mostly in part to answer if he was going to mentor Malik Willis, the third-round draft pick from Liberty.
No.
And
I'll answer that.
Yeah. And so he said, quote, you prepare so long and so hard to put yourself in a position to go chase your dreams and to play beneath the standard I have for myself. It stung and it hurt. There were a lot of sleepless nights. Every time I closed my eyes, I was watching the game in my head, talking about the playoff game he played, where he was atrocious through 3 interceptions against the Bengals, where the defense gift wrapped up a victory. But I digress. Every time I closed my eyes, I rewatched the game. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep for weeks and weeks after the game. Was in a dark place. It took me a while and not a lot of work to get out of it. It wasn't something that went away easily. It's a scar I'll carry with me throughout the rest of my life, you know? Close quote. Yeah. And it's a scar that the Titans front office and coaching staff carries with them too, because now you have competition that has arrived. And you know how that is. You were a backup quarterback yourself in the NFL, and you fought long and hard to get that position, and you saw Marcus Mariota before you had your chance, and you got your opportunity, and you supplanted him. So you understand that when you played similar to how Mariota played, the organization is going to think similar to you as it did to him. Oh, we need to get somebody else in here. And so now you have that someone else in there. And I think you felt a little bit away when you said that, you know, you're not there to mentor the guy, but if he learns something, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. I hope that's the case. But understand, you got to be willing to take, and I'm talking about this actually might happen in July and August. You got to be willing to take the conversation that might come from Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the Titans, from Mike Vrabel's mouth to you when he says, Ryan, Malik is our guy going forward. Because you might have the same thing happen to you, like what Cam Newton happened to him last year when he was with the Patriots, and they drafted Mac Jones. And they
told Cam Newton, hit the road, Jack.
And they told him hit the road because Mac Jones learned more of the playbook within a training camp, an OTA session, and a preseason stretch than Cam Newton did in a
year.
So that possibility might happen. Oh, man. See Wood says, good morning. Great to see you back. Oh, sorry. Did that already.
I've missed y'all.
See Wood says, Music City Malik. Oh, man. It's great. It's great to see y'all back. It's great to have my bro back. This is wonderful, man. This is wonderful. This is how it's supposed to be.
Now you have some unfinished business, sir.
Oh, I do. No question. And I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
BS3 Network says Tannehill was never the guy long term. I agree. He was not.
Nope. He was a stopgap.
Yeah, he was stopgap. And
see, Tannehill with the Titans, like as you expertly compared, was like Newton with the Patriots. What the bloody hell was that?
Yeah, it was a Band-Aid. And there's a Band-Aid until they found their permanent guy that they would build their franchise around. Yeah.
And what do you call Kirk Cousins? I'm sorry, did I go there?
You go there all day and night long, my man, because I'm always that way.
And what do you call Kirk Cousins? What do you call him? A suture?
A suture.
Tourniquet. And I can make it, and I can make that joke because I've had tourniquets and I had a suture in me for 4.5 weeks.
I don't know, suture, tourniquet, a triage. I don't know what you could call him, but he definitely is not the answer, and he has never been.
No. Allow me this. Let me once again thank the entire team at Indiana University Hospital, Indianapolis, for all of their work. Dr. Attila Nakib, thank you, and your team, of course, my family, and everybody that was cheering me on through the chat when I had a chance to tune in. I love you guys. Like I said, it's going to be in pockets for me while I regain my stamina, but this feels good. This feels good.
Well, it's like what you said 2 days ago. Not only does it feel good, it feels right. And
it does.
And this is exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, before I do take care of the business that you want me to take care of, we here at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson feel that it is our duty, our utmost concern and responsibility that we have to put forth this APB. Have you seen this man? Because he has not been on an NBA court for almost 9 months. June 20th, 2021 is the last time we have seen this man on an NBA court. So if you have seen this man, please report him to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and we will get him on the First Thing Smoking to Brooklyn so he can actually play basketball. Oh, that's right. They can't play any for another 4 or 5 months. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, well. So we won't see him for much longer. Darn. Oh, well.
We won't see him for another year.
Yeah, we won't see him for another year. A quick reset, and actually this bump I'm going to play is to the hashtag we just saw Seawood put up, and we're going to take care of some more business.
If I were Joel Embiid, knowing the fact that James Harden is your teammate and you're going to have to trust him after the month of April, I'd run like hell. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the show with the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold hard facts. Facts, that is.
We are at the last half hour of this morning's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Cole Johnson here. My man Brian is is here with me. And BS3 Network, I love the slight. I love the petty. Kurt.
Me too.
Yeah, I think he's Kurt Cousins too. All right, so I know that my partner has been waiting for me to get this take off. It is Wednesday. You already heard one. The other's about to come right now. Let's get right to it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
So I want all of you, and I want my partner to understand where the energy comes when I do these Bronzexual Confessions.
These are their stories. My ass.
Because the clarion call came from their king. He set it ablaze himself. In fact, 9 months ago on Twitter, he posted the following.
Oh, no.
Keep talking about my squad, our personal ages, the way he plays, he stays injured, we're past our prime in this league, etc., etc., etc. Do me one favor, please. And I mean please. Praying hand emoji. Keep that same narrative energy when it begins. That's all I ask. Hashtag thank you. Crown emoji. So
we did keep that same energy, you bum.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to keep it going even more because last week there was a story that came down the pike saying that the Lakers 33-49 season had to have somebody to blame, but they didn't know where to blame because the players pointed to the front office. And even your king, Bronzexuals, pointed to the front office. And the front office said, no. It was all Clutch Sports that did that. And when Clutch Sports was mentioned, yes, you could say that this is the entity that's led by Rich Paul. But that basically was code for them in saying, no, the fault of this team being 33-49 and you wanting to have basically LeBron James Jr., Russell Westbrook on the team is because it was LeBron James and Anthony Davis wanting us to sign him. That's what the front office was saying when they said it was all Clutch Sports' fault. I love it. I love it. It
dissension in the ranks.
I love it. I mean, it is It is a soap opera almost as good as the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm utterly impressed.
This is As the Lakers Turn, part 2.
Yes, it is. See what says Ben talking about Simmons getting ready for pickup game video part 2. Yep. And thank you for the last BS3 Network. I don't know what I found funnier. That
all of it?
Well, yeah, all of it, definitely. But I don't know what I found funniest, I should say. That the fact that we saw no, I'll do that for the third one. The fact that they're pointing fingers at one another, the fact that the Lakers are clamoring for the big name to be head coach, and Mark Jackson was slated to be the head coach of that team, but he started out he's the finalist for the Kings job. All right. Before I continue with the last one, if you want to be a head coach, normally when you see the Lakers job, you want it because it's the prestige that comes with it. It's one of the biggest franchises in all of sports to be the head of. You want to have that because you get the opportunity to be on TV a lot, and you get the coverage and the notoriety and the prosperity that goes along with it normally. To say that you want to eschew wanting to be the Lakers head coach to be the Kings head coach, that says a lot. In fact, it says to me that that job is not all that great, because it looks like we've had many. Monty Williams, we had Tyronn Lue, and now we've had Mark Jackson look at a team that is led by LeBron James, and they said,
"Bitch, please."
No.
That's what they said. Oh, LeBron is going to be on this team?
Bitch, please.
Yeah. Mm-mm. They wanted no parts of that.
Right.
I sure as hell wouldn't do it. like some stupid idiot. I have not been at that level of competition, but I've watched a lot of it.
Oh my gosh. But what's so funny though, man? This is what makes it funny. So you mean to tell me that Mark Jackson wants to be the Kings head coach, Barney wants to be the Lakers head coach?
Damn!
Bronsexuals, this is why it is a poisonous scenario to have LeBron James be on a team, because people know that if you're going to be a part of a team that LeBron James is on, you are second fiddle to him. It doesn't matter if you are a player. It doesn't matter if you're a coach. It doesn't matter if you're an executive. It doesn't even matter if you're the owner, which it's messed up. That's the case, but that is how it is, because we've seen it in 2 out of the 3 franchises he's played for. The Cavs twice, and now the Lakers. And the only reason why we didn't see that for the Heat is because
Pat Riley put a foot in his ass.
Is because the president of the team, Pat Riley, laid down the law. I run the front office, you run the court, get out of my office. And that's the reason why LeBron only played 4 years there. Otherwise, we'd probably be seeing him play there until he wanted to retire. See what says, can you blame Mark Jackson? No, not a bit. No, I don't blame him at all. In fact, I think it's the right decision. And in fact, if I was friends with Mark Jackson and he would ask me, Cole, so the Lakers, they offered me a position. Do you think I should take that job? This is how I would answer them, for real. I would, with the sound, I would do that. I would do that sound. No. No. See what says Pat Riley. Yes, right. Putting that foot down. All right. So I don't know what I find funniest about this scenario. The fact that Lakers are pointing at each other. The front office pointing fingers to the players are pointing fingers to the front office. The fact that you got names such as Mark Jackson, who does not want to have the job, and the Lakers are so desperate they're having Phil Jackson be the point man to find the next head coach of the team.
That says a lot.
Or is it that the Lakers finished 33-49 this year, but a team that had, let me see if I get all the names correct: Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, Jordan Clarkson, won more games than the 2022 Lakers did. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. And this team was supposed to win 70 games. Isn't that right, Kendrick Perkins?
Shut up, Kendrick Perkins.
I'm like, come on, man. Really? Kendrick.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Man, you need to not do any prognostications at all, bro. Carry on. Now, as I was saying, brown sexuals, I'm saying this message to you right now, and this comes strictly from the heart. You idiots are delusional. I don't know what is wrong with you. It's as if you need to rub two brains together just to put forth a thought. I don't know if it's almost like what, and I know this is probably blasphemous, but I'll say it anyway. It's like what Bill Cosby said in the Cosby Show one time when he was talking to his children, when he said, quote, "And I wish to the heavens that I could find something to fix whatever is wrong with your brain, a screwdriver or maybe a brick." Close quote. It's as if thought does not enter your vernacular. It does not enter your galaxy, does not enter your atmosphere. It's as
especially cohesive thought.
Especially cohesive thought. It's as if you just have to vomit. And why do I say this? It's things that I'm hearing, like what my man Brian did early in the show when he talked about when it's a buy or sell, LeBron's the best scorer and passer in the history of the game. You all believe this. You eat this up because you see the stats. You say, oh, well, I mean, LeBron scored 37,000 points and he's amassed over 10,000 assists. Well, of course, he has to be the best in both. All right. Here's a slight indication for you, Bronsexuals. For you to be a good passer, you have to also be willing to take care of the ball very well, right? So LeBron, he more than likely will be the most prolific scorer in NBA history come probably the end of next year, if not the beginning of 2024 season. That almost.
And I will not watch that moment when it happens.
That almost is a given. What is also a given is that your Kang, that's right, your Kang, is about to get 5,000 turnovers for a career too.
Bitch, are you for real?
You heard me, Bronsexual? The best player in the game's history, the greatest of all time in your vernacular, will finish with at least 5,000 turnovers. And to put that in perspective, no one has more than 4,200. So your Kang has the proficiency that really is not quite there. And so you get offended when a wise man like Brian or like me or like Sick or like Cool or even Andrew were to say things like this and were to say that, well, LeBron. This is why he is not the greatest player of all time, because the fundamentals come and go. He is a bull in a china shop. And when some things are there, other things falter. Like when he actually gets the jumper going, he'll hit some fadeaways, but he can't hit threes. He may hit threes, but the handles are faulty. The handles might be right, but the free throws suck. The free throws might be on, but he don't play defense. Well, the defense might be on point because he's doing blocks and steals, but the post work is suspect. Oh,
the footwork is suspect.
Oh, the footwork might be right, but he's turned the ball over. It's something that makes you say, well, the whole game doesn't come together. It's not coalescing. It isn't there. And you all excuse it. Every single time you excuse it because you're like the horny 14-year-old girl seeing the hottest act on stage. It's as if you're drooling over. It's as if you're drooling over the next hot guy. I mean, it's like back in the 60s. You had these screaming 14, 15, 16-year-old girls. They're wetting their pants and they're seeing the Beatles on stage and they're full throat screaming until they're hoarse and they're passing out. That is how you react to LeBron when you see him. And it is ridiculous. It is sickening. And I hate it. I hate it because you all don't understand what it means to be objective. You are subjective fans of LeBron. That is what you all are. That's what you all are. And when we call you out on it, you get in your feelings some more. Like when we hear you say things like, quote, the playoffs without LeBron is missing something. I just can't put my finger on it. Close quote. You know what the playoffs is missing? Boredom. Because I ain't bored at all in seeing the playoffs. I don't have to look around the bend and say, oh, Lord, we're seeing media about the cream all over themselves because LeBron is playing. Not the Lakers. LeBron is playing. That's how bad it is. And it was almost getting as bad with the Nets because the media was just creaming all over themselves saying, well, the Nets, they're going to go all the way. And it's a show when we see Kyrie and Durant. But just like the Nets, because it was a show for all the wrong reasons with them, it's a show for all the wrong reasons with the Lakers too. A show as in soap. And I'm not talking about soap operas. I'm talking about the TV series Soap.
Voiced by Rod Roddy, by the way.
Where in that series, you saw any and everything that could ridiculously happen in a TV show on stage. That is how the Lakers are with LeBron James there. I mean, and if any of us were to say anything antithetical to LeBron James is the greatest of all time. LeBron James is the best. No one comes close. I'm just thrilled because we ain't seen nobody 37 years old do this. Oh my gosh. No one can top LeBron James. He is the greatest. When we see you do this, we all get absolutely agitated. What? We get annoyed. What? We get upset. What? We get cantankerous. What? We want to punch you in the face. What? Pimp slap you. What? Spit in your eye. What? Shut you up. What? Put duct tape on your mouth. What? We want to simply bury you 6 feet under, but it would be a crime if we did so. What gets my goat is all of this happens and you see the calamity that is what LeBron James is, and you all excuse it by saying, quote, but he scored 30 points. He pulled down 8 rebounds. He gave you 6 assists. You have never seen someone that old put forth a performance that great. I mean, he was going to be a scoring champion this year. Close quote. It's like what someone said to me before the playoffs started when the playoffs started. It was after game 1 between the Celtics and the Nets, when someone said that a 39-year-old LeBron would be able to handle the Celtics better than Durant could. I promptly said, quote, 37-year-old LeBron was getting waxed and skunked by 28 to the Pelicans at home. What makes you think that this same LeBron at 37 years old could beat the Celtics 4 times, let alone a 39-year-old LeBron James? Close quote. In short, objectivity is not a part of your diet. You do not know how to separate your love affair for the man and the athlete. You don't. And I do mean love affair, because I'm sure you all have a poster that is mounted on your wall. You you get in the position, you drop your pants, and you start stroking the joystick. I know that's what you do.
I'm not going to sing that damn song.
I know that's what you do.
Bitch, are you for real?
That's what that.
And it's sickening. It's sickening. It is imbued all throughout how you talk about this man. And I'm not even talking about the BS that we received back in the fall, where it began, quote, the only one I would let clap my cheeks is LeBron James, close quote. I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the stuff that we hear in June and July and August and September. And it gets worse by the year. And then you have people who legitimately ask the question, well, what's wrong with that? I think I see more from Jordan fans who get up in arms about this than LeBron fans. No. It's those like me, like Brian, like many of us here at Snowman in the Morning in the interactive chat, who we have seen both guys. And I mean, we saw both guys from before they were NBA players. Years before they were NBA players, both of them. And we saw both of their trajectory from that point all the way to, I'll just make it 37, all the way to 37 now. And we saw one player have a higher trajectory than the other. We saw one have more success than the other. And we saw one who simply was the envy of the league, whether it was business, on the court, with the media, than the other, who just simply is a business mogul. Because the other was a business mogul to boot. And then on top of that, there were others that came before him and others that came after him that had a higher trajectory of success than LeBron has.
Like Stephen Curry, perhaps. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So excuse me for you mislabeling our hate, or I should say, calling what we're saying hate, and not having the, what's my partner say? The balls to not actually dig deep and realize, wow, there might be some truth to what he is saying. Look, LeBron James is the best athlete I've ever seen grace a basketball court. And I'm saying this even with Ja Morant doing what he's doing. Because the dude's a stud. LeBron is the
dude's
greatest.
the dude's in Maine. All right.
Yes, he's a man. LeBron James is the greatest athlete I have ever seen play on a basketball court. There is the question about that. But when it comes to fundamentals, I've seen many who have had better than him. Oh, and when it comes to him being the best scorer and the best passer, I'd sell, as in Mortimer and Randolph Duke in trading places. Why would I sell? Because I can think of two names who are better scorers. That would be that would be Michael Jordan and Will Chamberlain. They each averaged over 30 points for a career.
The only two to do so.
And the only two to have done so. When it comes to passing, I could think of a few.
Same.
I mean, I could just start with Magic and stop there. I can continue and say John Stockton. I could say Jason Kidd. I could say Chris Paul, one of his Banana Boat brethren.
I could say Kevin Johnson. I can say Mark Price.
LeBron is not the best scorer nor passer, and people have never considered him either. People never consider him the best passer, and people never consider him the best scorer in the league. And if any of you bronzesexuals can bring me to someone who has said, quote, LeBron James is the best scorer in the league today, close quote, I want to hear it. Because in the 19 years he has played, I have never heard that once. What I have heard is he is a once-in-a-lifetime specimen. He is a once-in-a-lifetime gifted athlete. He has the ability to do all of these things, but there isn't one that he does well, because he is the jack of all trades, the master of none. Oh, I think I've heard someone else say that on this show before. And it did come out of my mouth, and it did not come out of my mouth. And it wasn't just the two of us on this screen either.
Nope.
To put it short and simple and sweet, here's the brass tacks of it all. What you all need to do, bronzesexuals, is pure, plain, and simple. You need to.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Because you are a fast basketball fans who act like cheerleaders. No. You act like groupies for a rock star.
Horny ones.
So stop acting like it's little Uzi Vert that you want to have in your back seat or in your office or in your living room or your bedroom, and start treating LeBron James like a basketball player. Thirsty heifers.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
That's all for his 100 million followers.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzesexual Confessions.
And that will wrap things up for Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Bravo! Bravo! I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Even with what I dropped this morning, I am not worthy. I am not worthy.
Oh, man. Look,
I borrow from Street Fighter. Perfect.
I love that. I love that.
You know we're going to have to make a soundbite out of that now.
Oh, definitely.
You know we're going to have to turn that into a soundbite.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Any last words before we get up on out of here, partner?
made it through. And y'all have helped get me through. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my beautiful Dr. K, my lovely wife, who has been on me about getting my health together. She got me walking yesterday. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my daughter, Sonia, who basically last June, when I had blood clots in both my lungs, rang 911 and rode to the rescue then, and my wife took it from there. And my daughter Cheyenne, who flew in from Los Angeles to Indianapolis and spent a week with me in ICU. To Cole, thank you for keeping the chair and agreeing to become EP while I recover. To the guys in the chat, Andrew, C. Wood, Sick Diggy, Ryan McCarthy. I love all you guys. So let's crank this up and do it again tomorrow.
Well, you heard the man. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. You can find us at official SIT Morn on Instagram and on Twitter. You also can find us at Snowman in the Morning 50 on YouTube. And you can find me on Cole Sports with the Z on YouTube as well.
Man, say that again.
I said you can find me on Cole Sports with the Z on YouTube. Andrew, thank you, man. I appreciate that love. And Six says, I got money.
Thank you, Andrew.
He says, Six says, I got money that says we're going to see Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson start dancing like Gregory Hines. Well, he probably will.
Soon, Sick. Soon.
And all I'll say to him is cook, and I'll let him do his thing. I'll just let him do it. Oh man, this is a wonderful day. Basically, all I have to say is I have love for all of you. I have love for my partner. I have love for all of you in the chat. You're family to us. So thank you for joining us each and every Monday through Friday. And so all I have to say is take care and God bless. Make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
then damn it, they're not big enough.
Dream big, do bigger.
Do bigger. That's what we're doing. We hope y'all are too.
Yeah, we definitely hope you are doing the same. For all of us here at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and for my partner Brian Snow, I am Cole Johnson. Saying adios, so long. More from the NBA's conference semifinals on tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts.